tired of people defending their garbage bags. You hold ADA, FUD. Polkadot, FUD. Matic, FUD. I'm going to FUD it all, and it's totally justified. I've been saying for years that the same tokens do not pump every market. I've been saying it for years. People don't listen. People fade the stream. They fade my Twitter. I get it that I'm cranky, but I'm usually right. And I'm not even a trader. This is easy to see what's going on in the market. This will be filled with takes. I'm not even going to do the news today. No news. But if you're here, say hi in the chat. If you're on Twitter, appreciate it if you share this out. I've probably lost a bunch of audience. Last time I was doing this, over 200 people were watching, probably mostly on Twitter. But I had some people last time. But we're going to talk about why Bitcoin is outperforming your altcoins. And yeah, you could say we're early in the market cycle. It's not a real bull market yet. I get it. But you're just coping, right? You have bag trauma. You're married to your bags, and a lot of them are trash. Yep. Dark Side of the Podcast is here. He's got a stream also. He does very strategic FUD. His FUD is like a drone strike, and my FUD is like cluster bombing or like napalm. That's my FUD. FUD. You're gonna watch Scarface, probably the worst movie ever, instead of watching my stream. Scarface is one of the worst movies ever. Al Pacino, one of the worst actors ever. The worst actors ever are Nicolas Cage, and then there's probably someone else, number 2, and then Al Pacino's like number 3. He's one of the worst actors ever. Watch Any Given Sunday and tell me he's a good actor. Watch Scarface, tell me he's terrible, absolutely terrible. The actors, the comedians on Saturday Night Live are better than him. But yeah, that's the kind of FUD you're going to get today. I've been dying to do this. I've been focusing less on the fun aspect of crypto and looking at the reality of it, the nuts and the bolts where the rubber meets the road. There's not much there. Retail is stupid. A lot of founders are grifting or have no idea what they're doing. And you get this mishmash of volatility in these tokens, and most of them shouldn't even exist. So, yeah, this is my stream, Cosmos DeFi on Twitter, Cosmos DeFi at Gmail, and Cosmos DeFi on YouTube. That's how you found me. Hopefully you have fun today. We'll make it fun. I don't like things being fun when there's real money at stake. It should be a little bit serious. But we'll look at the markets a little bit. I don't chart. I don't trade. We're going to look at some charts. And you'll see where I'm coming from. I'm going to go through all my tweets the last 2 years to show you how consistently correct that I've been when it comes to gauging the broad crypto market in light of some macro factors and also some crypto native narratives. That's what we're going to do. But yeah, if you're here, come to YouTube. We're going to have fun in the chat. And sponsors, two wonderful sponsors, Shade Protocol, privacy preserving DeFi applications on the Secret network. You could get Secret tokens on Kraken. You can get them on Osmosis. Go over to Shade. You could play around. If you're really interested in Shade Protocol, you want me to send you a couple tokens to try it out, just email me, cosmosdefi@gmail. I'll try to accommodate as many people as I can. But yeah, Shade Protocol is cool. I think eventually the privacy narrative will be a big one. I think that it hasn't been thus far because there hasn't been a real need for it, but I think there will be. I like Shade Protocol. They're improving every day, which I also like. They're very self-aware and doing some improvements, I should say. And the other sponsors, Kinetics Finance. Kinetics is a perps exchange on the Kava network, which is a little known Cosmos chain. It's part of Cosmos, has a ton of TVL, a lot of stablecoin liquidity, kinetics.finance. I'll put both links down below so that you know you're going to the official links. Don't do anything dangerous. Do not just go to links that you Google, you can get your wallet drained pretty easily that way. And Joe Schmo saying Secret won't be private for 18 months. Let's say anti-front running, right? There's no MEV on Secret. That's more accurate. Let's go to the markets though. But yeah, Kinetics and Shade, happy to have them as sponsors. I'm getting alerts from Leap Wallet. I'm trying to get advertisements placed inside the Leap Wallet. They run advertisements. They say, hey, this is minting. Hey, try this new chain, get this token. And then they're telling me that they can't run ads inside the wallet when all I see are ads and I'm willing to actually pay them. It's kind of annoying. Kind of annoying. Let's get rid of the music. We'll go to markets. We'll reconfigure here. And I got it right. This is CoinGecko. We look at the top 100. And all I do, I look at the 7-day trend and I sort it. I'm not the kind of person that looks at minute-to-minute price action. Maybe you are. You'll probably hate this stream because not only that, I'm going to look at broad time horizons and big picture stuff. If you want to trade minute-to-minute because you're a degenerate and you think you can chart, a 3 million market cap token on 1 minute candles, good for you. But let's look at last 7 days, top performers, Pepe, Bonk. So we got meme coins crushing altcoins. That's part of the theme of the space because really what the theme of the space is going to be is exactly the title. You're holding a bunch of altcoins thinking that they're going to do multiples because Bitcoin is going up and they're just not. Altcoins will underperform. Most altcoins will underperform this market. That's my hypothesis. It will be tested throughout the complete cycle. I think that we're just getting started, but I also think there are some red flags for a lot of these alts. Yes, Pepe and Bonk, maybe they sold off more last week and they came back strong because they had a bigger sell-off. I didn't check. Meme coins. Meme coins are killing altcoins in terms of attention right now, and it's all about attention, isn't it? ZBEC protocol, I have no idea what this is. HBAR. So here are our top performers. None of the heavy hitters anywhere near the top 5, right? No one's even near Tron, I guess, right? Let's look at the worst performers. Don't know this one, Celestia. Good Lord, I have Celestia. I have TIA tokens as well. I think I bought them between 10 and 12 bucks, so I'm underwater on this bag. And then Jupiter. Jupiter's on Solana, getting beat up a little bit. Whew. So that's just last 7 days. If you want to look at 24 hours, I don't like to, but Optimism and Arweave and Arbitrum. So ETH Layer 2 is coming back, and we got Arweave in there as well. And for worst performers, yeah, this poor guy right here. I don't know Leo Token. Leo Token's a rebrand, right? It's EOS. It's a rebrand and then BitTorrent. So none of the tokens in the best performers, worst performers, or anything that we've talked about on the stream, but we have talked about a lot of tokens on the stream. So that's that. My content, most of my activity has been on Twitter. I've been just pulling no punches on Twitter. If you're offended, good. You're either a crybaby, can't read, or you're an idiot. If you think that everything is all about having fun while your portfolio underperforms, good for you. Maybe don't even go on Twitter. But a lot of tokens that have big entities behind them are doing awful. Not only price action, although price action is the most important thing. That's why you hold the tokens. If you're in it for the tech, I think you're a liar. So price action is all that matters, at least in a bull market. And I'm assuming we are in a bull market. But yeah, here was the last stream. We talked about runes, Bitcoin runes. Don't know what to tell you. It's a huge narrative. It's pulling money away from altcoins. It's part of the reason why I think your altcoins are doing terrible. This is right now, right? This is like in Spaceballs. When will then be now? That's us. We talked about Cosmos NFTs. Bad kids going to a $5,000 floor. Now we've got sloths at like a $3,000 floor, doing well. But we talk about all sorts of things on the stream. If you want to subscribe, we talk about Bitcoin markets, crypto news, AI, anything related to your bags. We cover it here. Happy to have new subs as always, or new follows on Twitter, Cosmos DeFi on Twitter, Cosmos Joe, whatever, however you want to call me, it's fine. But let's get to charts. I'm not a trader, but I do look at charts. I find it easy to find entries, and this is Bitcoin. So I'm going to base this whole stream on the observation that Bitcoin, something changed with the markets when Bitcoin was able to clear 31,500 price. That's my whole assumption here. Something changed. You can go back through my YouTube. I put out a whole bunch of YouTube shorts back in September and October talking about 31,500 being crucial for me. Once that happened, I basically deployed almost all my stable coins over the next 6 weeks. I didn't deploy them all into Bitcoin. I bought some inscriptions. I bought some Bitcoin related tokens. I was already in stacks, but I've added on to that position. Rune. I picked up some Rune, that's Thorchain. So I like having 50% of my bags or so in Bitcoin related projects. But yeah, this is the trend. Bitcoin basically surged once it was able to get above here, right? And this was support back in the day. It was resistance in 2023. 31.5 was crucial, and boom, off to the races. We're still pretty much in an uptrend. I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin comes back down to the mid 50,000s. Who cares? Bitcoin made all-time highs before the halving. It's a little different this time around, and we'll talk about why it's different and why your portfolio is suffering if you can't make these observations that things are very, very different this time. Bitcoin is a big factor. So that's Bitcoin. Bitcoin's still close to all-time highs. No one can complain. Even if you bought the top before the halving. Obviously, you bought thinking that after the halving, there would be somewhat of a supply squeeze. But if you're following my channel, I said there was a supply squeeze back in August, September, October. That's when the supply squeeze started to begin for Bitcoin and ETH. That's also when stablecoin liquidity was building on these DeFi platforms. So we had a perfect storm of sorts, and Bitcoin is the first token to really benefit. We'll get back to Bitcoin. Here is the crypto total market cap. We're bouncing between 2 and 2.7 billion. 2.7 billion. At the beginning of the year, right around here, right, let me get rid of this. Right around the time where Bitcoin broke the 31.5, we're only at $1 trillion market cap. It's like roughly 2.5 times higher. So that's important. We're going to keep going. Now let's look at ADA. Here's ADA. Here's one of those altcoins that I think has almost no chance to even come close to its all-time highs. It has no chance. Even though Bitcoin is peeling back a little bit, looks like it's still in an uptrend, at least over the last 6 months. Look at ADA. The uptrend has broken down, and it even looks like, and I'm not an expert, I'm not a trader, this support here has been broken. So what's next? 36 cents? I don't know. If Bitcoin starts going up again and ADA goes sideways, this is the end of Cardano. It's the end. And I don't care if you're going to cry. Cardano people, report my YouTube, report my Twitter. I don't care. Your token, your network is it's an island of nothingness. Huge NFT chain back in 2021 and 2022. A lot of NFT creators extracted all that value from ADA. You have all those stake pool operators pulling money out of the ecosystem. You have massive foundational organizations, 3 of them, that contribute almost nothing to the network. In fact, they just centralize it because the network is so dependent on them. Look at this. I hold a bunch of ADA, and this is like, I knew I should have sold, when it was like 65 cents or so. I knew it. I didn't do it. Stupid me. Stupid me. So that's ADA. And I'm going to put this up here just so I'm putting my money where my mouth is. Let me get this out of here. So altcoins are not performing, and my take is they lack compelling narratives to compete in this cycle. The other thing is these legacy tokens have been drained or are being actively drained by organizations that either founded them or are relied upon to develop the infrastructure. In Cardano's case, I think it's more lack of a compelling narrative, and I think that the chain bled out when NFT creators were having these massive, 500K $1 million mints, pulling money. Pulling money off the chain. Got Tank in the audience. What's up, Tank? What's up? What's up? Got other content. I like when other content creators come into the chat because then they could tell me like, things that the regular audience, like the regular audience would tell me like, oh, Joe, I could see the tag is still in the back of your shirt, or you have a white thing on your shirt, whatever. The other content creators will tell me, hey, your microphone, you got to make a little adjustment. Hey, your camera was doing this. This was a little weird about your stream. I like when the other content creators come in. So here's ADA. If you like ADA, maybe this is a good place to buy. Historically, there was support here at one point, but this is so long ago. I don't know if it's relevant anymore. Maybe an experienced trader can tell me, is this relevant? This is 2 years ago. I don't know. If you accumulated here, you're smart. You probably would have sold here or over here somewhere. Let's keep going. Here is Matic. Almost the same thing. Started to uptrend when Bitcoin was surging, right? End of September. And then boom, it broke the uptrend. It fell below this support, which is about 80 cents. Someone's talking about Solana memes. We're going to talk about Solana memes. There's a reason why Solana memes are doing well and why memes on Cardano and in Cosmos are just not doing well. There's an obvious reason why that's happening. And it's what I've been saying over and over again. The whole reason why I'm doing the stream, and you could see I have like resting bitch face. That's what my grandmother told me. I have resting bitch face. I've been saying this for 2 years. I get faded all the time in favor of these big Twitter personalities who are pumping. Everything's bullish. Oh, this is a 20x. This is an easy 100x. Meanwhile, they got their tokens for free. They don't care if it goes up 2x. And this is about right. Munix, yes, there's no money. The layer 1 token has to perform. People have to take profits and then move it into the highly speculative gambling tokens like memes. It's simple as that. But let's keep going. This is Matic. This looks terrible. I wish I sold at $1. Here's Polkadot. They all look the same. They all lack these compelling narratives. Matic had a great narrative. Remember in the last cycle, scaling solutions. Scaling. Look at all the layer 2s now that are doing all these massive airdrops. Matic, how are you going to compete with that? How are you going to compete with brand new stuff? People think new is better. Not only in crypto, a restaurant opens up in your town, like, oh, there's a new restaurant. Who cares? That might just mean that the chef is inexperienced or they don't know where to source all the ingredients. Maybe the restaurant that's been there for 50 years is so much better than this new restaurant, but it's new. Crypto's the same way. People want new stuff all the time. They want to feel like they're early. It's sad. When you buy stocks, you're not buying all the IPOs. You're not going to put together a whole portfolio of IPOs. You're going to buy some blue chip stocks that have been around for like 10 decades, a century, right? Cosmos Haas saying Matic is the clunkiest chain in crypto. It did well last cycle. I think it lacks that compelling narrative. Of course, I have a little bit of it because I sold some NFTs on the chain. And of course, I never cashed out because I'm a dope. But yeah, ADA, Matic, I'm holding some. ADA is like a decent sized bag for me. Matic, not so much. This is the Polkadot chart, by the way. This is not Matic, but Dot. I wanted to get into Dot. I'm very interested in two of the tokens in the Polkadot ecosystem, but I just don't like the layer one. Polkadot's suffering from a similar problem as Cosmos. Liquidity seems to be fractured. Dev teams seem to be fractured. They're working on products that don't necessarily work synergistically with each other. They use that core tech for free, more or less, and they're too focused on the tech. It's boring. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about the tech. In the bear market, you got plenty of time to research the tech. In a bull market, if you start researching tech, you'll miss these 5-10x moves every time. But that's Polkadot. That's Polkadot. I think Polkadot's screwed. They're another one that has a foundational organization. I imagine that they're selling DOT tokens to exist. Here's Solana. This is funny because I charted Solana here. No, here over the summer last year, and I put this rocket ship here. I thought that this was going to be the big pump, and then it started selling off, and I just didn't buy any. $23. What a wonderful entry this would have been. It basically did a 10x from $23. From the bottom, it did a 20x. So let's say Solana did a 10 to 20x so far. I think Solana has made some tremendous moves to stay relevant, even though it was one of the big winners of the last cycle as well. We've covered Solana. I have 2 Solana tokens, and then I have like $100 in stable coins over there. I think that they're still in an uptrend. My lines are not perfectly clean, but just to show you the difference between the Solana chart and then the ADA, Matic, and DOT chart. They didn't pump as much and already gave a lot of it back. Solana has imagine you sold Solana down at the bottom. Oh my God. There's definitely, imagine you got shaken out over here when all that FTX stuff was happening. Solana, the chain halts. Oh my God, it's so terrible. I'm selling all my soul at $30. Boom. Oh, look, I'm so smart. 50% drop. I'm out of soul. Ha ha ha. I'll buy some ADA, some DOT, some Matic. And then Solana does this right in your face. Right in your face. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. I didn't buy any. I bought 2. And I bought it by mistake. I was trying to buy 0.2 to mint an NFT. I bought 2 at $75. I'm like, oh my God, it's so expensive. I can't believe I just fat fingered this buy. And then like a couple days later, it was like 90. I was like, I'll just keep it. I'm not going to take a $15 capital gains transaction. So now went up to 200. I thought 75 was expensive. I got limit orders in for, actually, to be honest with you, as my company, I'm going to buy Sol today at this price, and I'm just going to hold it. Cosmos Haas, smartest one in the chat. Look at this. When they made the announcement about the Solana phones, I kept buying. Were you able to capitalize on the what was the meme token they included with the Solana phones that people were able to sell for more than the phones? Was it Bonk? I can't remember. Was it Dog with Bone? Dog with Hat? Was it SBF with orange jumpsuit? Whatever the meme coin was, the Solana phones were the best arbitrage in crypto for a while. They were the best. And someone asked me about Sui. I was told about it and Base. I haven't looked into it yet. I'm very behind. I'm very slow. I understand I miss being early on a lot of things, but I also don't get wrecked a lot because I take my time. Yeah, it was Bonk. So Bonk, they included with the phone. The Bonk token went to like $1 billion market cap or whatever. The free gift was worth more than the phone. People arbed it. It was great. The thing is, Haas is saying he didn't buy the phone. You didn't have to buy the phone because Solana had a lot of things going for it aside from the phone. The token extensions to me, people that are sleeping on that, oh, Solana, the network halts all the time. So what? So what? Your bank is only open 20 hours a week. People still use it with in the billions of dollars in transactions a day. Who cares if the network's down? You think all these networks are going to be running all the time? It's stupid to think that. I don't care if the networks go down. Don't open leverage on Solana then. Don't open leverage positions. But Solana has laid the groundwork for enterprises, IRL businesses, stablecoin, and real world asset issuers to come on chain with their token extensions. If you have not looked at token extensions yet, just look at Solana token extensions. I did a whole live stream on it. If you don't like my live stream, just go to the Solana website. There's like a 15-minute video about it and some info. That is huge for Solana. And like I said, today, as a company, my LLC, I'm going to buy Sol tokens. I bought Doge the other day. I'm buying Sol. So that's that. So that's charts. We haven't got into FUD yet, really. And I know you're disappointed that we didn't FUD, but we're going to. We're going to. And we'll put the music back for the FUD. Here we go. I mean, Haas, I'm with you. How do you build the best race car? Break it. Once you can't, then it's ready. I don't care if the network halts. What's worse, having a busy network halt every once in a while, or having a network that never goes down, have zero economic activity on it? You're just draining the token. You're harming the environment. You're allowing bad actors to extract. You offer nothing. I'm not talking about anyone in particular, just in general. All right. So, in summary, what I'm laying the groundwork here for all my fun. Bitcoin good, Solana good, ADA terrible, DOT terrible, Matic terrible. The charts look terrible. People that hold altcoins think automatically just because Bitcoin goes up, their tokens are automatically going to go up even more. That hasn't happened. The total crypto market cap we just looked at, it tripled. ADA is only up half that. It's underperforming the total market cap, the crypto market cap. It's underperforming tokens that have higher market caps than itself. Same with Matic, same with DOT. Avalanche actually doesn't look so great either, but Avalanche does have a lot going for it, including institutions using it for some tests. I honestly, here's Ambito. I'm not a trader. I don't know what to make of the ETH chart. It looks like it's in a long-term downtrend to me. That's what it looks like to me, but I'm not a trader. Don't take it to the bank. You want to chart it right now and just see how bad I am at charting? Let's do it. Let's do it. So here's ETH. Here's ETH US dollars. Oh, look, I charted this in the summertime and I put limit orders here because I thought it would revisit. I thought it would revisit this trend line again. I put some limit orders here and the price freaking doubled. Idiotic. Look, I even drew the airplane because I thought that it would go up. That's my that's my ETH chart from the summertime. Luckily, I was buying Jackal then, so at least here. This is what it looks like to me. I don't know. Do you want to do this and say it's just going to consolidate around 3Gs? That's a nice psychological floor for the next leg up. Fine. I bought some Chainlink. Hopefully it benefits. I've got some AI token, some microcap AI token on ETH. I hope it benefits. It actually, this AI token Spectre that I bought went up like 20x even while ETH was doing this. So I held some, I took profits like $7,000, $8,000. Pretty happy with that. I'll redeploy it into some safer bets or what I perceive to be safer bets. And then hopefully when ETH goes up, that Spectre token can 5-10x and I could sell the rest. You might be right. I don't pay that close attention to charts. I probably should. I'm too busy screwing on Twitter, arguing with idiots. I'm sure you all see that. And if you're on Twitter right now, I mean, I've had this. I'm going to show you all my tweets, how closely pegged I've had this for like 2 years. Let's go to, and I don't mean to call everyone an idiot, but if you argue with me from an anonymous account that has 19 followers and then you delete your account 2 weeks later, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. All right. So let's get the and I'm not a trader. If anything, I round trip my bags in the last cycle and I'm not doing that again. Let's talk about Bitcoin versus alts. I think alts in general, it will be very hard to find those big 50, 100, 200x runners in this cycle because Bitcoin, I think Bitcoin dominance is either going to go up or stay the same even throughout the bull market. I think we're going to see a 60% Bitcoin dominance at one point. Last cycle, you had Luna, ADA, AVAX, Matic, and I'm missing another one that did 100, 150, 200x and still held a nice big market cap during the bear market. What was the other one? It was Luna, ADA, AVAX, Matic, maybe just those four. Huge gains. Huge gains. It's going to be hard to find that this time. I think you have to go lower in the market cap to find those 100x's. Like it's going to be easier to find like a 1 million go to 100 million market cap than it will be to have, you know, a 500 million market cap go to 50 billion market cap. I'm guessing, but that's what I think. And the reason why is that people expect money to flow from Bitcoin into alts once Bitcoin does its thing, right? Bitcoin, then ETH, ERC20s, then other alts, and then the super risky NFT nonsense, right? I don't think that's going to be the same. I think people have less disposable income because the interest rates are high and inflation has been eating away at people's disposable income for the last 3-4 years, however long. You got the Bitcoin ETF, right? So there's a lot of eyes. People are going to come into crypto for the first time and just buy an ETF. Why am I going to screw around with Coinbase, KYC? I already have a brokerage account. I'll buy Bitcoin in my brokerage account. That's money not going into alts. You got Ordinals protocol and Rune protocol. You got Bitcoin layer 2s and sidechains. Money that ordinarily would leave Bitcoin go into these alts and pump because people are stupid and they never sell. They create these supply squeezes inadvertently. It doesn't take much money to pump altcoins when nobody sells. Nobody sells. And that's the dumb investors in Web3, right? People like me, people like you, we don't sell. We just like, oh, I'm up 700% this week. That's not enough. I'm going to hold, right? People never take profits. You get these wild swings up and then you get wild swings down because the liquidity is so low. I don't think that much money is going to bleed out of Bitcoin into alts. If I'm wrong, I'll go on my stream and say, I was wrong. These 5 tokens did a 200x and everybody on Twitter was telling me about them and I ignored it. I doubt it though. People are still sleeping on ordinals, runes, BRC20s. I don't know what to tell you. That's all I cover on my stream. People, I told someone today, fading me is like refusing to breathe oxygen. I'm the most dependable channel and the most dependable Twitter for facts and truth. And sometimes I'm hilarious at the same time. Sometimes. But like I said, I have resting bitch face. And if you peel back the layer of fun from all this crap, there's nothing going on under the hood with a lot of these. They lack compelling narratives. They're copycats of other stuff that was already successful years ago and won't be successful again. But we have narratives now, right? We have lots of good narratives. And besides Bitcoin and ordinals, which I think is competing with all these other narratives because Bitcoiners don't like DeFi. They don't like proof of stake. They don't like these Genesis allocations of tokens, but AI, DPIN, memes, airdrops in Cosmos, airdrops to NFT collections, airdrops on these ETH layer 2s. I haven't even played on any of these ETH layer 2s. There's airdrops. I get emails, tweets, there's airdrops everywhere. If you're an old chain like Cardano or DOT, how do you compete with that? It's impossible. How do you compete with AI? AI is so cool. You have Elon Musk, all these people talking about AI all the time. Someone launches a token and just puts AI at the end of it. Of course, it's going to go up. We're really early for AI in crypto. I don't see how AI is actually going to help crypto protocols, but who cares? Last cycle, Metaverse was in every token that ran up. Right? It was Sandbox, Decentraland. I forget the other one. Metaverse this, Metaverse that. $1 million NFT mints because it was Metaverse. That's what AI is this cycle. It's too early. People are still going to buy it. DPIN. I don't think we're too early for DPIN. DPIN's kind of what got me into crypto in 2016. I was buying decentralized storage tokens. That token turned out to be crap, but now it turned me on to Jackal. Thank God. Thank God. Here's Tank. I'm launching Event 16 NFT with a stream swap token. Who cares? Who cares? And when I say who cares, I don't mean nobody should care about this. What I mean is, if you're a founder, if you're a creator, if you're a builder, and you're releasing something into this super competitive, oversaturated niche Web3 space, why should I care about it when there's all this other fun stuff, interesting stuff, profitable stuff over here? You need to make the case. This is not like 2016, 2017, where all you had to do is launch a token. Everybody would hone in on it. No marketing, no website, anonymous founders. That's over. You might be able to squeeze one by every now and then, but good Lord. Look how short the lifespans are of these tokens. On my last stream or the stream before that, we talked about an article that said almost 80% of all the projects that launched in 2021 have failed. 80%. And look, you're allowed to pick some losers, but your risk reward should be kind of, asymmetrical. Otherwise, you just buy dividend stocks and stop going on Twitter. Let's go through my tweets. I want to explain some of them. I'll show you how right I was about, or so far in the cycle, about how a lot of these altcoins are underperforming and will likely perform even worse as we go forward. And then we'll have some fun. But I appreciate the chat. No one cares. I don't care anymore. Show me why what you're building is important, why it's interesting, and why my money should be used to purchase what you're selling me. Are you selling me anything? Sell me what I'm trying to buy, right? Otherwise, who cares? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. I should have made that my Twitter handle. Let's go to the tweets. Do we want music? Yes or no? Music might be good. Let's just see if I can even get this crap on the screen. I always have trouble. Here's this. Let's fit it. Oh, beautiful. Doesn't get better than that. So, I usually go with hip hop. AI hip hop. Can we do it? This is the part of the stream where if I had commercials, I would run them. All right, let's just see. Does it sound good? Is it too low? I think it's good. But again, I appreciate everybody in the chat. I'm going to be on a space on Tuesday morning. I don't even know who it is, but it's someone that worked for BitBoy. I don't even know who it is. But I'm not that much fun in the morning. It's my last day of an 11-day work vacation, work holiday. They said that the space is at 9 in the morning. Holy shit. I'll do the best that I can, but it's someone that used to work for BitBoy. I think I have to look at it. They didn't give me any info. They said, you want to come on and just give some real talk at 9 in the morning. You guys have heard me on Rack FM. It's not pretty. It's not pretty. So here's my tweet. My tweets have been long form lately. I'm trying to crack the Twitter algorithm, also trying to hurt people's feelings. I'm actively trying to upset people because I'm tired of this. We're all going to make it. My portfolio is the best because it's mine. Your portfolio is not better than mine. But this says price action says it all. Really, all that matters is price action. Let's be honest. We're all semi-gambling here. And this is when Bitcoin first started to dip, I guess. The Bitcoin dips have been absolutely gobbled up. Inscription, BRC20, and Rune communities expand exponentially, just like NFTs did in 2021. Bitcoin is the leader in culture and adoption. The charts tell the story. Boomer token, Bitcoin, the one everyone hates, the one with the worst tech. It's slow. I can't buy a cup of coffee with my Bitcoin. Lightning Network sucks. Stack sucks. All this stuff sucks. There are Bitcoin ETFs. There's like 10 of them now. So shut up. Bitcoin is running back Ethereum and Solana's NFT explosion in culture in a fraction of the time. So shut up. If you don't have Bitcoin in your portfolio, you're dumb. You're dumb. Any exposure, I do it in multiple ways with inscriptions, stacks, Rune. You do you. You are gambling. If you're not going to have some exposure, Bitcoin is an institutional grade investment. It's the only real one in Web3. Jesus. God. This is why I don't go to... If I went to like more conferences, I'd probably get into so many arguments. But what do charts say about tokens that lag the market? And I'm focusing on ADA and Atom specifically in this tweet because I hold them. Not picking on them specifically, but they've been disappointing. And I don't know what to do with them because I do think they're easy 2Xs. Easy. Should I keep some easy 2Xs, 3Xs in my portfolio? Probably, since I don't hold a lot of stable coins. But my observation at these mature networks that are battle tested and they have like the longest uptime and the most development, they've gone through the most amount of upgrades. These are the dogs in the crypto market this time because nobody cares. No one cares. We have the best tech. Who cares? We're the most decentralized. Nobody cares. No one cares. They're getting outperformed by Ethereum Classic, VeChain, Solana's crushing everyone, and Doge. They had similar market caps a few months ago between like what? 2 and 6 billion market cap. The price matters. The price tells you who's winning. I believe that firmly. If you don't believe it, fine. Don't report me. Stop complaining about my tweets, trying to get me banned. I almost every time I log into Twitter, I have to solve a puzzle because Twitter's flagging my account. It's stupid. All because your feelings are hurt. So I came over to YouTube to hurt your feelings instead of Twitter. The other thing about price action is it tells newcomers where to look first. If you're coming into crypto, what do you look at first? The token that's down 90% in a year or the token that's up 90% in a week? Use your brain. Use your brain. Most of these tokens are Ponzi's. You need new people to come in. I accept that a lot of them are Ponzi's. I think that I can hold them because I know when to sell them and you don't. Most of them. I'm not saying which ones. I share my portfolio with my Telegram group. They know which ones. Patience is not a virtue. The highs of a bull market are fleeting. Cardano, yes, founding organizations are not helping them as much as they lead us on to believe. Cosmos, same thing. It's a few validators, these infra companies controlling a lot. Both networks are not very decentralized. I firmly believe that no proof of stake chain is going to be ever sufficiently decentralized. That's my opinion. But here's what I believe. If you're one of these legacy chains, you need to find a narrative and everyone together needs to lean into it. For Cosmos, interchain security, decentralized governance, whether it's true or not, who cares? Lean into it. That's it. It's too late to come up with a marketing strategy from scratch. If you rebrand now, your project is dead. Dead. If you're Cardano and your big narrative is this midnight chain that's going to have ZK proofs and privacy and all this nonsense, you need to lean into that. Everyone needs to. Every app builder on the chain, every stake pool operator, validator, founding orgs, token holders, they have to just back this. Otherwise, you're dead. Absolutely dead. Each narrative must go viral outside of the ecosystem. That's the most important part. Who cares if you're telling the same people that already have the token that the token is good? You need new people. The economy needs to grow. Look at me, look at me. Attention and price are correlated. Duh. I'm not a trader. I'm not a finance expert. I ran a retail business for like 7 years, and even I know this. Neither network can afford to drop the ball. Cosmos, Cardano. I'll throw Polkadot in that mix. Matic maybe too, because Matic has to compete with all these exciting new layer 2s. I think the layer 2s are horrendous, but who cares? If they have a good narrative, they got stuff on chain for people to do, airdrops, all that, people are going to use it. They're not going to care that Cardano has, perfect attendance at school. Most consecutive uptime ever. Who cares? That's just more time people were taking money off the chain, cashing it out on Coinbase and putting it into their bank accounts as dollars. The competition is stiff. The competition for attention is stiff. Price action crowns the winner in bull markets. That's why we're even talking about Cardano right now. They did a 200x or 150x. It was great. The scoreboard doesn't lie. No, it does not. We just look at the charts. Argue the charts. You can't. You can't. And I've been saying this for 2 years. 2 years. I'm almost done ranting, by the way. I'm almost done ranting. This is like longer than I thought already. It's been like a month and a half. I haven't streamed. So that's one tweet. Let's go back to November 2022, almost 2.5 years ago. This is my tweet. There is no guarantee that a token which pumped hard in 2020, 2021 will pump higher in the next bull run. You don't believe me? Look at the tokens that pumped in the previous cycle and failed to reach new all-time highs. Despite the overall crypto market cap dwarfing the 2017 run. EOS, Tron, IOTA, NEO, XLM, Power Ledger, XRP. If you've been around since 2015, 2016, you remember all these names. I FOMO'd hard into IOTA. I think I bought IOTA at like $4. But XVG, Verge, John McAfee was shilling XVG like they had a celebrity spokesperson. They're not even, it's irrelevant. I put stars next to Litecoin. I don't remember why. This tweet's from a long time ago. I actually like Litecoin. What do you mean next phase of the bull? Do you think these are going to pump next? I hope that's not what you're saying. I'll ban you. I'll ban you from the stream. All I do is beg for subs, but I could afford to kick you out. Don't tell me that Tron is going to pump. Tron is like second biggest DeFi ecosystem. Who cares? Oh, you're saying all-time lows. All-time lows. The dinosaur coin's new all-time lows like a month ago. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. I don't even follow Ripple. I don't even follow Ripple. That was 2.5 years ago. I called this. Now we're in a new cycle. What are the new tokens that are not going to pump to all-time highs? I'll bet money that Luna, ADA, and Matic are not going to get there. Polkadot, not going to get there. I can't bring your tweet onto the screen just because of your stupid username, but yes, I'm winning. Pika, I don't know. I hear that Picasso is just not a good protocol. It does an important job, but I heard it's super centralized. Here's a month later. I'm an NFT owner on 14 chains so far. In 2017, the winners were not the same as the ones in 2020. It's ridiculous to think all the same tokens will pump in the next bull run. Don't limit your NFT collection to a single chain unless you're straight gambling. I've been consistent. This is a Cardano account talking about diversifying across chains. You have to. Here's another one. Last year. By the way, I said 2.5 years ago. No, 1.5 years ago was the first tweet. There's no guarantee that a token will pump just because it's not performing well currently. Right. If a token's moving sideways and the rest of the market's going up, it's not a matter of just wait your turn. You're going to pump too. No. There's all new tokens now. Thousands of new ones. There's a layer 2s. There's protocols on Bitcoin. There's all these competitors for liquidity. Just because your token's moving sideways doesn't mean it's going to pump. Just because something else is pumping that it was correlated to. And this is in response to, oh yeah, CryptoStream. He's got a good, he's all over the place. He covers so many different chains. Really good, really good. This is Osmo. Don't even get me started on Osmo. Don't even get me started on Osmo. If there's any Osmo bag holders in the chat, go away. Osmo's the best DEX that was ever created, probably. Superfluid staking, in my opinion, revolutionary, and every DEX should copy that, even if they're not their own chain. Great UI. It's getting a little overcomplicated now, but they're adding features. That's probably the reason why. They got some BS liquidity pools, Quasar, whatever, concentrated liquidity, yada, yada, yada. The token, no, it's not. It's not going anywhere. If it gets halfway back up to all-time highs, the rest of Cosmos will be on absolute fire. You'll be able to make money with any token then. But I'm not going to, I've done enough. It's the best DEX, worst token. And they should lean much harder into the revamped tokenomics. For some reason, they don't do that. All right. This is last summer. There's no reason to believe token XYZ will ever return to all-time highs. Look at these OG tokens that had the best tech or IRL utility. Some of the same ones I named. OMG, remember that? Omizigo? Neo? Bitcoin Cash? Why will your favorite token hit all-time highs again? Seriously, why? Here we go. Old school. This was the market cap rankings from 2017, 2018. Look at these guys. Look at these guys. Back then, Cardano was one of the only proof-of-stake chains. Now every chain is proof-of-stake. The chat's funny. Next. Look at this. Someone wrote, there's a growing disconnect between low price of crypto and incredible stuff being built. Yes. That's because no one cares about what's being built. Can I use it? No? Then who cares? Is it cool? No, it's the same thing that's on ETH. Then who cares? And my reply, prices are low. And this is literally the week that the market turned around. Last week of September of last year, 2023. Prices are low because bull market valuations were off the charts and distorted. You don't believe me? Luna. Cardano. Cardano didn't even have smart contracts. They had a $100 billion market cap. Look how many tokens that don't generate revenue are still 9 figures and higher. That's the other thing. These networks lose money no matter what's built on top of them because the tokenomics are terrible and there's no fee structures in place. The blockchain, the block space itself is not valuable on most of these chains. But anyway, some of these will remain overvalued during the bear and just fail to pump in the next bull. This probably is like the smartest thing that I've ever said. Even at all-time lows, that a lot of these tokens were overvalued. Right? Cardano went down to like $5 to $7 billion market cap. Overvalued. Totally. How much does it cost to run their network? Does anyone know? Of course not. How much does it cost to keep Emergo, Cardano Foundation, and IOG afloat? Emergo has like over 100 employees. Are they getting paid with ADA directly or indirectly? Like, use your brain. Use your brain. No, I don't trade memes. I don't trade memes, but memes are taking liquidity away from these other altcoins. If you don't think that, you're stupid. I think you're stupid. People are staying on Solana because there's a meme coin culture. They do a 10x with the Sol token, they sell for profits, and then they could gamble with that on these high-risk meme coins. It's fun. You could afford to have fun if you've done a 10x. Yeah, I'm not good at trading memes. I get burned, so I stay in my lane. I don't blame anyone for gambling, by the way. I used to play poker. This is just about Bitcoin outperforming alts. Bitcoin should never outperform alts based on market cap. I'm early. No, you're not. You're stupid. You're married to your bags. And here, someone replied to argue with me and they deleted their account as usual. This is about opportunity cost. Imagine you held Atom in 2021 just because you liked something about the network and interoperability, and you didn't have any liquidity to throw into Matic. Cosmos is all about horizontal scaling. ETH, layer 2 scaling solutions were a big narrative in 2021. There's opportunity cost to turning a blind eye. Yes, Atom went up. I bought Atom at $8, went up to like $45. That's awesome. I'll take half that pump this time around. Matic did like 100x. Just like that. So you got a 5x with Atom. It's good. It's way better than stocks. Matic crushed you. All your friends that bought Matic probably make fun of you. Opportunity cost is really important in the bull market because you're taking so much risk. You need upside. A 5x upside might not be enough for some of the tokens you're holding if the downside risk is 99% possibility. So you need more upside to be able to hold some of these altcoins. They're super risky. Super risky. If you don't think they're risky, you're an idiot. And this is just what I said before. Capital is limited. Interest rates are high. Inflation's high. Even with institutions coming, you got meme coins on Sol. You got Bitcoin, all the developments around Bitcoin. People are keeping their money there to buy BRC20s and all that. AI, DePIN narratives, attracting a disproportionate amount of inflow. We covered that in the last stream. The amount of DePIN projects There's like 700 of them. There were probably none 5 years ago, 6 years ago, none. At a certain point, you have to realize that your project that you're quote unquote invested in, I don't think you're invested in it, you're gambling with it. That's for another stream. Is competing even with unrelated projects just because capital's so limited. And you see that with the VC inflows, it's going to infrastructure. It's not going to apps. And then meme coins. This is why I'm turning my attention to Doge and Doge NFTs, Doge inscriptions. I think that the meme coin culture, it's a slap in the face to DeFi. DeFi was disappointing the last 5-6 years. It's boring. A lot of it's just copycat, takes forever to roll out and is still incomplete. A lot of it was just spun up so devs could dump tokens and then move on to something else. Early users got dumped on. The meme coin culture, it already hit Bitcoin. It will hit Doge, in my opinion. It'll take a significant amount of capital away from proof of stake. If you think your token's going to pump just because it pumped in previous cycles, good luck. In a year, we'll do this again. And if Cardano goes to $8 and Luna goes to $500 and all the other ones break their previous all-time highs, you were right, I'm wrong. But until then, just look at what you have. Look at the charts. Charts, ADA, Matic, Polkadot, the chart looks terrible. Looks terrible. And I don't even know what this was. Misfire. So that's it. I hope my FUD hit your bags hard. I hope you'll visit some of my sponsors' websites. I'll list them in the description. It's Shade Protocol, Kinetics Finance, the only two protocols that have ever offered to sponsor me. Perps, privacy, those are good narratives, in my opinion. A little early for privacy, but it's only a matter of time. So I thank the sponsors. And yeah, we'll do this more often. I was streaming every week and then ran into some headwinds and did not have time to do my stream. Yeah, chat, as always, I appreciate it. Cosmo Don, I'm here for that revolutionary alpha. I gave it already. And I've been saying it for months. AI, DPIN, meme tokens, inscriptions, BRC20, and now runes. If you were in any of those 6 months ago, you're loving your life right now. I bought Jackal. That was my DPIN play back in August. I got super lucky because I had liquidity. I dollar cost averaged. Boom. I got in. I didn't take profits. But I think that it's undervalued. I actually bought more at 39 cents. So my cost basis for Jackal, I bought it around 3 cents and then I bought back in at 39. Not much. But that's it. That's the stream. Tank says best streamer ever. Meanwhile, he streams every day and does real charting. Maybe I'll get Tank on here and he'll teach me how to chart, see what I'm doing wrong, see what I'm turning a blind eye to. But I find good entries when I chart. I don't find good exits. But that's it. I'll be back in action next week. Probably on a weeknight. I don't love my Sunday streams. Today's Sunday? Yeah. On Monday, whatever. Monday night, Tuesday night, I'll stream. Thank everybody.